Have you ever looked at the one thing making you feel perfectly safe, and realized it's the exact thing holding you back? Think about that for a second. We all have that one anchor in our lives. For most of us, it's our home. 6 weeks ago, I sat at a large desk and signed the papers to sell the house I swore I'd never leave. 4 bedrooms. A beautiful, sprawling backyard my kids grew up in. The exact kind of house people spend their entire lives working to afford. And I sold it. Now, why would anyone do that? Not because of a financial crisis. Not because I lost my job. I sold it because the data forced my hand. Honestly? It was terrifying. Letting go of that ultimate safety net genuinely messes with your head. It brings up this deep, primal fear of not having a permanent roof over your family. But numbers don't have emotions, guys. They just tell the truth. And right now, the data is screaming that the traditional dream home, the single biggest asset most of us will ever own, is actually a massive opportunity cost. It's a slow bleed disguised as stability. Are you tired of playing by the old rules that barely keep you ahead of inflation? In this video, I promise you no false information, no hype, and no fluff. Just pure, undeniable math and a raw look into the exact problem-solving strategy one used to pivot toward true generational wealth. Stick around, because the framework I'm about to share is going to challenge everything you've ever been taught about building wealth. Let me back up, because context is everything here. I know you guys watching this are sharp. You have that pure entrepreneurial drive, the kind of mindset that actually looks at the data, studies the principles of success, and wants to completely 10x your life instead of just drifting on autopilot. Because of that, I know you'll get this. For 15 years, I followed the exact playbook every TV financial advisor preaches: diversify, buy the index fund, pay down the mortgage early. It was boring. It was responsible. And yes, it worked. It built a comfortable, perfectly average outcome. But let me ask you, have you ever hit a point in your life where average just starts feeling like failure? Somewhere in the last 2 years, I was looking at my quarterly net worth tracker. And I noticed a terrifying pattern. My house wasn't an investment. It was a giant warehouse for frozen capital. The house line item was barely moving in real terms, while the smaller, actively managed pieces of my portfolio were quietly outpacing it by a mile. Same effort, totally stagnant output. That's when I stopped asking, is my house a good asset, and started asking a much harder, much more valuable question: is my house the absolute best place for this specific dollar right now? Here's the core of the problem. When your money is locked up in home equity, it's not compounding. Once you account for property taxes, maintenance, and insurance, it's barely outpacing inflation. Think of it like owning $1 million, high-performance sports car, but you keep it parked in the garage 364 days a year. Sure, it looks incredible. It feels safe sitting there. You can show it off to your neighbors. But what is it actually doing for you out on the open road? Nothing. It's just sitting there, aging. Would you rather have a trophy parked in your garage, or a high-performance machine that actually goes to work for you every single day? I ran the numbers. Traditional stocks and real estate are tied to the exact same macroeconomic engine. But then, I started looking at asymmetric opportunities. Markets that aren't tightly correlated to that traditional, slow-moving engine. And guys, this is where it gets incredibly exciting. Traditional stocks just don't offer massive, life-changing asymmetry anymore. The market is too crowded. But I found a rare inefficiency. An envelope where the downside is strictly capped at I lose what I put in, but the upside? The upside is completely uncapped. Are you willing to step into something deeply uncomfortable if the upside is a massive multiple of your initial investment? Comfort is exactly what the average crowd pays for. And they pay for it with consistently lower returns. This is just half of the information. Stay tuned for the full scoop. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Alright, let's talk execution. What did I actually do to solve this massive problem of stagnant wealth? I sold the house. After paying off the remaining mortgage and closing costs, I was left with a massive sum of raw, liquid cash. That word, liquidity, is the whole game. Listen, you can't sell 5% of your kitchen when an incredible, once-in-a-lifetime investment drops into your lap. Real estate is binary. You either hold the whole thing, or you sell the whole thing. But liquid capital means optionality. It means when the market data shifts, you can move instantly. Think about this, if the market crashed tomorrow and a once-in-a-decade deal appeared, could you actually buy it? Or is your net worth structurally paralyzed inside your drywall? Now, I know saying I sold my house for liquidity sounds completely crazy. It triggers that primal fear of not having a safe haven. I gave up the tax advantages, the forced savings of a monthly mortgage, and the simple psychological comfort of a paid-for home. So why do it? Because I ran the math on my own risk tolerance. If a 30% drawdown would ruin you financially or mentally, do not do this. I'm not here to sell you my exact decision.